Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Robert Leger, and this is another small episode of Docking Station and what we talked about. That I'll have these little episodes. So anyway, this summer was a great riding season again. I met a lot of nice bikers and people loving motorcycling and I came through some very great experiences this summer. It was really fortunate. I have a couple of really good stories. Most of my stories I'll talk about is about riding skills, safety, how to avoid accidents, and basically that's the type of conversation you'll have. You might say, well, I'm not so sentimental. Maybe I'm not sentimental to accidents. I think accident could be avoided. Riding a motorcycle is a dangerous. I don't call it sport. I call it transportation. It is as dangerous of a transportation as an airplane, I think, and I consider the motorcycle a very great transportation vehicle, but it is dangerous. It is dangerous because a mistake on your part could be fatal. A mechanical failure could be fatal. A flat tire could be fatal. A bad split decision could be fatal. In cars, these are not fatal at all. It's just a fender bender, or and the traffic is fast. We're talking very fast traffic. You're talking 120, 140, 120 and 140 kilometers an hour on a motorcycle is pretty fast. You think about it. That motorcycle is 1,320 pounds gross weight. Tires are not that big, they're just small tires. They're just like, they only cover, like, say, a quarter of an inch, half-inch patch on the road, so it's not much tire on the road. And there's a lot of things on the road, pieces of hard rock, potholes. Like, you're flying down the road. Think about it. It is a situation where you should really consider what you're doing. Think about what you're doing, and I think that's the main thing, is just to think about what your obstacles. And there's a lot of accidents. I've seen a lot of accidents, and I it's not that I look for accidents, but I try to find out. If I hear about an accident, I try to find out what happened, and go back to the scene and redo the thing as if it was me, and see if I would have did better than the other person, or mimic a situation where, wow, I could learn from this, or this. I think if I recreated this whole scene, I could survive this accident. I think I could survive it. If that what goes in my mind, I'd like to redo the scene. Redo the scene exactly like what happened with the cars, or if there's another car involved, or a mattress flying in the air and hitting the guy in the face and dying on the spot. Like stuff like that. I'd like to know more about. So anyway, this summer, I was riding from Colorado, and I spotted a pickup truck going. I think it was going north on some road anyway, going north towards South Dakota. I was heading north to South Dakota, and I could see the muffler dangling, and I could see that it had no hanger bearing. The whole weight of the exhaust system was on the muffler, and I was, ooh, this is an accident waiting to happen. So I passed the vehicle, and I went by, and I waved at him and let him know that, his muffler, and he just looked at me and gave me the finger, and so and then I spotted some motorcycles coming behind me, so I decided to slow down again, but I didn't get behind that truck. It was a two-lane highway, and there's no more cars were coming, so I was staying as far to the left as I could, So anyway, I sort of slowed down, and they sort of caught up, and they saw that I was on the left lane, and I told them, look at the exhaust, and like, let's go, right? And then I looked at them, and they all gave me the finger and the thumbs up, and and then I just took off, just took off. Looked in the mirror, and I didn't see none of them following me, so I just kept on going. So anyway, the first gas station, of course, I stopped because there's gas stations that are far apart and down those areas. So I stopped and top up with gas, and even if you don't need it, just top it up. What the hell? It's just a couple of bucks, and gives you a chance to cool off and see what's happening and shoot the shit or whatever, and just top up. Even if you don't need very much, it looks good. While I drive in there, what? How much gas? Like $3. That's not very much gas. What did gas last time? So it's like that's good. Put gas. So I gas up and stuff, and so I went. They had a diner there, and holy jeez, they had some real nice cherry pie there, and so I asked them for a cherry pie, and I like it warmed up with cool ice cream on it. So that's what she did. She gave me a nice pie there with the hot pie with melting ice cream on it, and I'm having it and enjoying it, drinking a Coca-Cola, and all of a sudden I hear the bikes coming, like, what, maybe an hour or 2 hours later, I guess, because I was sitting there just killing time, It was a nice day, the sun was in my face, so I really wanted to, leave the sun set a little bit. So anyway, they show up, and the guy says, he says, and I didn't even recognize me at all. They didn't know who I was from the hole in the ground, I'm kind of glad they didn't, So anyway, this guy walked in, and he says, holy fuck, there's a big accident back there, he says, and there's an ambulance, and they're going to fly in an helicopter and stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what happened. So, and then I just listening in on what they were saying, and one of the guys says, oh yeah, he says, fuck man, I don't know where the fuck that muffler came from, but Jesus Christ, a muffler, I didn't think it was a muffler. And again, then they described about how the complete exhaust pipe had hit the bike and, hit the guy behind the head, and 5 guys went down, and there was a real pileup because of this exhaust pipe. You hit this exhaust pipe that was on the road, and you don't have a clue where it came from. You have no clue. The pipe was just laying across 2 lanes of road, and it's a big chunk of metal and so I imagine the whole exhaust system fell with the catalytic converter and everything. So you see what I mean? It's like. Anyway, these eggs, you're going to be wondering what these eggs are for. Well, I was thinking, when you do these obstacle courses and, you go around cones and all that stuff, and you do time and, hit a cone, the big deal. I was thinking, why go over cones? Let's say, don't put any cones. Let's put these nice little eggs instead. Instead of the cones, put the eggs. And with that, you can even tighten the turns even tighter, because when you lean, you're not hitting the cone. As long as you don't run over the egg, that's all. You could go over the egg. If you miss the egg, it's no problem. Even if you hit it, it's like, you went over it, and like, doesn't really matter, But if you run over the egg, you're going to pay a penalty. Now, what surprise, in this nice looking little egg that looks so innocent, there is a nail, a major nail, and that goes right through your tire, and you got a flat tire. So the objective of the course will be, if you run over an egg, you got to pay the consequence, and that's what life is all about. You can't just bump into a cone and okay, excuse me, and not pay the consequences. So this course is no cones. This course is freaking eggs. Now, you still could finish the course. All you have to do is inflate the tire and keep the tire inflated, or fix the tire and finish the course. It's that, if flat tires are all part of life, so that's the penalty you pay. So if you lose some time over the tire, because you know you got to be prepared to put air in your tire and fix it and get it going and keep on going and win the race, because it's you're losing time every time you run over one of those eggs, man. You're going to lose time, so you better not run over the eggs. So I just thought this is a new way of doing an obstacle course, and I wanted to talk a little bit about an experience I had on the road. So I'm going to cut it short, and I have some other stories to tell you, and I will follow on another story a little later. But thank you very much for watching, and thank you for dropping in at the docking station, the FLH docking station. And there's the princess there, and she's getting some tender loving care, and it's open to any member of the FLH Service Club. If you want a one-on-one, you could bring your ride here and pamper her just like I do, and you know, we'll have access to any type of service you want. I mean, it's available. It's a one-on-one, and that's the docking station. Take care of your FLH. Okay, bye for now, and I'll catch you a little later.